Hey buddy, how's it going?
Hi.
Hey there, y'all.
Sorry. I'm trying to figure stuff out. Hey Mudge. So I guess we need to go ahead and flip. Do you want to do honors? And do you want to call it?
I can do that for you. It's fine by me.
Cool. Who's home? Calls it, right? Or nah?
I think it's me that is home. You can check right now.
For the record, all this is likely on stream. I'm not great at this, and I don't know how to disable input from here.
You're good.
For now, so.
Yeah, Saltscale's home, so I'll go with heads.
All right.
Okay.
Let me get to the right area to flip things. Flip them coins. All right, here we go. We've got y'all with the heads call, and it is tails. So what you want?
All right. We'll take first pick.
First pick. All right. Then where are we
So
going?
that means you get.
Yep.
Man Dragon.
Okay. Let's see. We will ban Sky Temple.
Sky Temple Band.
I missed that.
Fan Tower.
Okay.
Towers of Doom Band.
And then we will ban Cursed.
Cursed Hollow Band. All right.
Cool. What's first map?
Infernal Shrine.
All right. We will. Are you gonna set up the lobby then?
If either of you can set it up and then just post a link, that'd be ideal.
I'll do the lobby.
Cool. We'll see you there in a minute, Blastum.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Good
Later.
luck out there. Well, everybody, it looks like we're almost ready to get underway here. We're sitting in the lobby, getting ready to jump into game one. And we're going to be going to Infernal Shrines. So it'll be interesting for sure to see how this all plays out. I want to make sure that I've got everything set up correctly for when we jump in here. And my left team and my right team are correct. Should be Saltscale. Nope. Let's see if I can flip that easily. That works. Did that flip at all? I think so. I think so. Yep, sure did. All right, so this is our picks, our map picks and bans. We've got Towers of Doom out. Won't be seeing that. Won't be seeing Dragonshire. Won't be seeing Cursed Hollow. But we're heading in to Infernal Shrines, my friends. I'm going to get the music on out of here so that we got all Heroes of the Storm action. And let me flip on over, not make the same mistakes I have in the past, to the draft. All right. So we got first ban over on Saltscale Mrgles. Let's see what they've got in mind here. It flipped everything but the logos. It's unfortunate, you know? Truly. Let's get that sorted out. Yeah. Alright. That'll have to do. So, first ban on Saltscale Mrgles. It's going to be Ariel. First ban on the side of Jailbait going to be Alarak. So far, pretty standard. It's going to be Deathwing coming out for the ban by Jailbait there. They didn't have to ban it if they were able to first pick it, but they just rather go ahead, get rid of the dragon. Not comfortable seeing it, not comfortable playing it. And honestly, he's a all eggs in your basket kind of guy. You kind of gotta, I don't know, deal with old Deathwing in a weird way. I think he'll really start making his way in next season. But Johanna, solid. Nice, solid front line, going ahead, getting picked up. Consistency on the side of Jailbait. That's going to be one, you know, doesn't give anything away. It's an easy one pick, and you get to bide your time. It's going to be Greymane Anna coming out on the side of Saltscale Mrgles. Now, with the Anna pick, you've got to wonder, are they looking for that mouth IL?
For the Alliance.
They do play it. They do play it. We got Jaina and Anduin getting picked up on the side of Jailbait. So some solid AoE mage to follow up on the Johanna pull-in. And you, of course, have the Falling Bomb combo between Anduin and Johanna. Saltscale going to ban out the Zul Jin. They don't want to see that solid auto attack, sustained damage coming out for Jailbait. Jailbait thinking about their last pick. I wonder who it's gonna be. Mrgles. So they didn't ban the Malthael. Now I expect that you're gonna see Malthael get picked up. Ooh, it's the Cho'Gall. It's the Cho'Gall. So what are they gonna do to deal with the Cho'Gall? One of the counters has already been picked up in the form of Greymane. They've got the Ana that can nano the Cho'Gall, which is a huge problem. We'll have to see. Have to see what the answer is here. Tychus and Arel. All right. Tychus, obviously, percent damage, and there's the Malthael. Well. Arel versus Malthael. Arel has some decent wave clear. I don't think she can really trade into Malthael, but I don't think Malthael can really gib her either. If they end up in a double soak position, it'll be interesting seeing the Arel try to keep up with the Malthael. Meanwhile, the 4-man's got to deal with Cho'Gall, Ana, constant heals, plus a Greymane. You have some blinds for the Greymane, but if Cho gets anybody low, obviously the Greymane can jump in, finish him off. I'm curious to see how this is going to go. Let me get us flipped over here. Let me check in on the stream while we're loading in, make sure I haven't done anything dumb. All right, we're getting loaded in. Who will be the victor here? Who will be the victor here? It's always hard trying to put up with a Cho'Gall. I mean, he's a meme in a way, but he is strong. You cannot deny it. So, without further ado, on the side of Saltscale Mrgles, we've got Idaroni on the Cho'Gall, Alankia playing the Greymane, Marmara on the Ana, and Blastum playing the Malthael. And on the side of Jailbait, we have H2O on Arel. We have Kobo playing the Anduin, Calaxy on the Jaina, Coffin on the Johanna, and Fragstellar playing the Tychus. All right, here we are in the middle. Let's see how it goes down. A little bit of poke coming out from Cho'Gall. We got Blastum hanging out in a bush. Alankia trying to get in a pop. Here comes Blastum out, just getting an auto attack in. I don't expect too much is going to go out down here. Ooh, H2O jumping in. Cho'Gall also jumping in. Cho'Gall takes about half his health. He'll get that healed up without too much ado. Blastum and H2O going ahead, moving on up to the top lane to soak. Cho'Gall is already down in the bottom lane soak, and he's being dropped on by 3 members of Jailbait. They get a little bit of damage out from Tychus, but not too much. Going ahead and clearing the lane with a Jaina Blizzard. Ooh, big bomb hit there. Going to want to watch that, make sure not too much comes out if they end up stacking it. Cho'Gall did take Callous Tide at 1. It's received a lot of big buffs recently. Ooh, blast him in a big problem there. That was a great follow down and a great move up by the rest of Jailbait. He's going to have to watch that, as he really doesn't have any ability to get out of fights once he finds himself in them. He's susceptible to ganks like that. Now the invade coming out from Jailbait, I like the invade, as they do have a man down. Ooh, and the root coming out on Cho'Gall. They're separated. Arel's here. There's got Malthael coming in as well. The camp itself hasn't been finished, but that's going to be a dead Greymane and a captured camp. It's looking good for Jailbait early in this one. They've already got about a half a level lead. And there's the pull on. We're going to get a little more damage coming onto the Cho'Gall, back down to half health. But Anna's mana bar still sitting pretty healthy. She'll be fine as Jailbait takes the bottom camp here. Let's take a little look at top lane, see what's going on. It does appear like Malthael has a pretty large advantage in wave clear, and he's going to try and continue to get that double soak going. He'll just have to be more safe with it as time progresses, because on the side of Jailbait, I mean, they've got a 1-2 going. They're rotating up and down. H2O is coming and meeting them in the middle lane, so they've got like a whole team double rotate going on. It's going to be on Saltscale to create pressure in the bottom lane that prevents that rotation from happening. And so far, it's just not the case. Now we got our first objective coming up. We got Jailbait going ahead, taking a camp here. On the right-hand side, just a little siege, which they have been buffed in the past. They used to be like a pair of just range minions, but now, you know, they got a little something to them. Ooh, Jaina kind of alone here. Idaroni on the Cho'Gall going to be doing some major damage to Galaxy, but she's going to be able to get out. H2O coming in on a rel, give her some backup. And nobody's 7 yet. And the shrine has already been pulled. A lot of those minions went on over to Jailbait. They've got 5 here. But, while, a little bit of push in. Saltscale does have a camp pushing in top. So if this goes long, it'll go to their favor. Now we got Cho'Gall pushing in. Blast him kind of caught out here in the middle, taking a lot of poke. Fragstellar in too deep. He gets out of there. Big peel from Mrgles. That might have saved his life. We're 22-18, so it's tight on the objective. Coffin coming in, trying to get a lot of those minions, and she does. Takes a lot of damage, but she's Johanna. She's a brick. It's hard to break a brick. Blast him pretty low here himself. Idaroni trying to jump in, create something. Fragstellar low again. Coffin low as well. Arel jumping back. They're trying to peel out. They need 2 more. 2 more. It's what they're looking for, and they do find it. Sleep Dart comes out. A lot of people got very low, but nobody went down on either side. 7 is already here for Jailbait, and it's right around the corner for the side of Saltscale. Let's see how they defend. Here comes the jump from the Punisher onto Cho'Gall. They're trying to push in on the Greymane, get the root on the Ana, but the damage doesn't follow it due to a good Sleep Dart there. The building now being frosted. Put out a commission. Alankia going very low, and the jump from the Punisher to follow up, even if the rest of the team didn't. That's 1 more dead man on the side of Saltscale Mrgles. Jailbait looking very good here early on in the game. Let's see how much damage that camp did top. Took a wall. Took a wall, but that's it. That's not too bad. Obviously, overall, the trade went in favor of Jailbait. Going ahead, invading, taking a camp here, just so they can't have it later. Got a little bit of a fight going on in top here. Looks like H2O knows that eventually Blast him on the Malthael is going to get the better of her. Doesn't want a prolonged engagement. Pushing in on the middle wall now. Every wall you can get on Infernal Shrines means a lot because you allow yourself to follow up the Punisher. So it's big to get that gate. Now we got a drop here from the Malthael. He's going deep. And then there's the counter engage from Idaroni, but it seems like, ooh, Greymane going in, finding the kill secure. Is he going to go down himself? He is. Would have been nice if the rest of the team could have helped him out there, but they were low themselves. Now Cho'Gall out, and honestly, the Arel's doing work, making sure that anybody that goes in gets separated. I think Cho'Gall might go down here. The frag grenade just missing. It looks like he's going to get away. Ana down here now to help heal him back up. That was almost a double. Guess you could really call it a triple kill. So now Jailbait taking the bottom camp here. Got big push going on in bottom. 10 right around the corner for him. Probably behind this camp, 1 more wave. They'll have 10. Want to be looking for a place to engage on to Saltscale. But Saltscale really doesn't have a camp up. There's nothing that Jailbait can invade to force a fight. So they'll either have to try and do it in lane, maybe find a gank top on the Malthael, but he's not showing. So we'll see what they do. Looks like they're just going to push in on mid fort, maybe try and take a free fort. And nobody from Saltscale's here yet, but they are rotating. And Malthael's here too, so that's a 5-on-4. 10's right around the corner. If we get upheaval engage here, it could turn it, pulling them all into the fort once 10s get here. Now, Mrgles rotated down, so we got a full 5-on-5. It's looking like a big fight might break out. There's the 10s. Do they look for it? What's it going to be? It's Shadow Bolt Volley and Upheaval for the Cho'Gall. We've also got Nano coming out, which we expected. And on Malthael, we actually have Tormented Souls coming out, so he's looking to get in there. That Nano might be going on the Malthael. They may be leaving the Cho'Gall to fend for themselves. Let that Malthael go in, give him the Nano, and let him just go buck wild. We got Blessed Shield, Holy Word Salvation on the Anduin, though. Oh, I'm sorry. I almost missed this invade. Did miss the invade. But Irel got out. There's the ults being popped on all sides. Tychus not inside of the Protect, and he's going to go down early. Greymane low as well. It looks like Cho'Gall's trying to stay in on this. Upheaval's already been used, though, so there's no real ability to get a counter engage. And they're going to have the opening advantage here on objective number 2, going in favor of Saltscale Mrgles. Meanwhile, Jailbait just taking a camp, doing what they can, waiting for Tychus to come up. He's up now. They should have the ability to push in, maybe engage. And we've got Greymane in the bottom dealing with some push, so he's not here to help out. So this is a 5v4. Now they're up 30 kills to 10 on the objective, so they should be able to just poke it. And it looks like Jailbait's just not even going to push in. They're just giving this. Cheeky move on the side of on Saltscale, showing discipline. Going to let this stall out. I guess they're looking for time to clear top, maybe take their own camp, but the invade's coming. Good call on the side of Jailbait here. They sniff it out. I'm not sure that being cute was the right call. Now let's see if these two are going to come in and finish. It looks like they're not in a rush. So that bruiser camp is going over on the favor of Jailbait. And the counter gank coming in the mid isn't going to happen. So they're going to go ahead and clear this up, Saltscale will, and then presumably push in and take this final minion. Malthael's in the bot lane, dealing with the waves that are stacking. And there you go. Cho'Gall got the final little skeleton, get them the objective. Let's see what they do with it. It's Arcane. Old Scary from before. Of course, now all of them have been buffed, but Arcane still with the potential to do the most damage. Jumping in on the Johanna, getting her down to about half health. No big counter engage, and there's the upheaval, but the unstoppable and the dash from Tychus, giving them safety. Shadow Bolt Volley's going to come out on the fort. Punisher's already down. Ooh, Greymane ended up in there from the punch from Mrgles, tanking the key or the fort. And that's going to end up for big damage and a death. All right, well, Jailbait's still got about a full level lead. Not quite, but almost. And they've still got structure advantage. This fort's surviving with about half health, and the tap's still up as well. Now we've got 4 rotating down onto 4 from Saltscale all over this camp. Now the Nano came out on Malthael, but, you know, Jailbait had already backed off, so it looks like they might be able to re-engage here on Saltscale. Malthael's left. Irel is here. So yeah, this camp's going to go over in favor of Jailbait. Saltscale, Marmara just trying to scout, see what's going on in there, but they need to kind of, you know, watch what's going on. In the meantime, though, they are getting some XP in their favor from Malthael and Greymane clearing mid. Got a full lane pushing in, getting a little more damage on this vulnerable fort here. Now they're doing a 5-man rotation into the top lane. They might be looking for another fight before 16. Ooh, all right, Cursed Bullet coming out onto the Anduin. He heals himself up. Pull back, but really that's just a bit of skirmishing. Nothing major going down. Looked like it could have been something. Now, an upheaval here into the fort would be big. But they're not looking for it. They got Malthael clearing bot right now. Cursed Bullet already almost back up. Here comes Arel coming down. Maybe going to try and look for the knockback. Doesn't quite get it. The Q from Cho'Gall coming out good. And there's the upheaval into the fort. All the ults bumping out. Both sides of the teams. Protect and the D-Shield coming out on Arel, but eventually Anduin's going to go down for his efforts. We've got a full health Greymane still going hard. Malthael trying to get in, find the final kills, but he doesn't do it. Greymane gets that Tychus slow, doesn't quite find the kill, but that's a 1-0 in favor of Saltscale Mrgles. Gets them back in the XP game. They were down about a level and a half prior to that kill. Now they're just a level behind, but 16s are still right around the corner for Jailbait. They've got to find whatever XP they can right now in the interim before this shrine activates so they can fight on tier. Greymane found that massive wave in middle. Cho'Gall coming in, getting some push onto that wave there. Malthael in the bottom soaking. They're going ahead and activating it. 16 is practically here. There it is. They've got a 6-kill start onto the shrine. Jailbait just arriving. But we still have Greymane in top. So this is a 4v5 for now. He's clearing the camp before he comes down. If you're Jailbait, you want to push in and try to deny Cho'Gall from getting any of these kills with his bombs. Oh, there is a big engage. Just gets the Galaxy. But you've got the big protect coming out for the entire team. That certainly saved him for a while, but the nano-boosted Malthael getting in on the backside, it didn't prevent those marks from going down, and when that protect fell, so did their entire team. That's a 4-man swing in favor of Saltscale, and now the advantage is certainly in their hands. We'll see how far this Punisher gets. He's definitely going to get fort. Maybe the members of Jailbait will res in time to defend the keep. I'm wondering if the keep wall is going to fall. They've got Malthael in middle. He's going to go ahead, clean up the fort before coming down, I would imagine, and joining for the next 5v5 that will ensue over this keep. So obviously they want to get a wall down. Calthan gets the pull. Ooh, but the cursed bullet manages to find him. Didn't pop the unstoppable quite soon enough, and this keep is going down quick. Next jump for the Punisher. We'll see who it targets. I'm sure that Saltscale's looking for it. It's Arel, and not quite a big engage. There's the upheaval, pulling in Anduin and Tychus. All the ults coming out. Tychus pops his ult, but it's not going to be able to use it. Falls before it even goes all the way down. H2O in there with the Arel, doing what she can, staying alive, but it's just her. After that falls, she's going down too, and now it's just Jaina versus the world. She's got to try and save this keep. Can she do it? It doesn't look like. I mean, it's mission impossible, truly. But she's putting out what she can onto the Greymane while this core's going 50%, 40%. Ooh, Galaxy just getting back into core. 20%. The GGs come out. And that's going to be game 1 in favor of Saltscale. And now we will see stat sheets. Let me get them flipped over for you. All right, so we've got big damage coming out from Gaul, by far the most on their team, on either team, 66,000. But Gaul gets the opportunity to do that. And while Jailbait had a commanding lead early on in this game, Saltscale was just able to turn it when they got those 10s. They got those nano boosts out onto the Malthael. They were able to just kind of get the engages with the upheaval, and then they just had all the AoE follow-up. I mean, Cho'Gall has a bunch of AoE, Malthael has a bunch of AoE, and Greymane was there to single target whoever needed to die, and it really finally all came together. It'll be interesting to see how Game 2 goes. I'd imagine that next game they will not be getting the same comp. If I'm Jailbait, I am target banning as much as I can for game number 2. Let's go ahead and update the scores here. Game 1 going over to Saltscale. And we'll bring the music back for now. All right, folks, we are ready to get into game number 2 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Well, let's see how it all shakes out, shall we? This is another powerful Cho'Gall map. So, I would expect we're not going to be seeing that one get through the bans this time. Especially since the burden of bans is on the side of Saltscale. If they don't ban Ariel, if they don't ban Deathwing, then Jailbait gets it. But ban number 1 is going to be Alarak again. Ariel coming out on the side of Saltscale. Ban number 2, maybe they think they can beat it. Maybe they think they can outpick it. Maybe they think they can just steal the same picks. They can play the Mouth IL, they can play the Ana. We'll have to see what the game plan is here. 3 seconds. Deathwing is still the ban. So, everything that we had before is still up for grabs. And Locke, yeah, anybody can make a team. There's you don't have to have anything that I know of. It's just kind of a burden of organizing, getting the team together. If you wanted to make a team for Nexus Gaming Series, it's that easy. Just go to nexusgamingseries.com. All the info's there. So it's a gray main ban on the side of Saltscale. So what is going to be pick number 1? It's going to be Johanna again. So far, same strategy. So far, same stuff coming out. Now Johanna is better on this map. We've got a Sylvanas pick coming out on the side of Saltscale. And will it be the Ana? No. It's going to be an ETC. So a more traditional composition, I would imagine, coming out on the side of Saltscale. Now, you could still fit an Ana Mouth IL into that comp. Absolutely, you could. But they'll have another chance to ban out either part of that combo on the side of Jailbait. Let's see what they pick for 2 and 3. They got an Mrgles and a Jaina. All right. They like the Mrgles. I liked the Mrgles. I think the Mrgles had some good separation. She had some. She was good at making anybody who overextended into their team have absolutely no way out. So the Mrgles played well. Wow. Okay. Saltscale banning their own Ana out. I'm not sure what's going on there. And just in case, Mouth IL is getting banned too on the side of Jailbait. All right, so that combo banned out by both teams collectively. I like the teamwork. Now we do have Mrgles, Jaina, Johanna, so they know what they're getting themselves into. Saltscale just saw this, so let's see what they want to change about their team. It's going to be an Anduin and a Thrall. All right, so they take the Anduin this time. I'll see you later, Locke. And we've got Thrall as well. Now, that can either... I mean, it gives you good disengage. Or it gives you really good sticking power. But this is a pretty tiny map, so there's not a lot of room to run. It's going to be a Zul'jin and a Stukov. All right. I like the Stu. Always like a Stukov. And the Zul'jin was something that got banned out by Saltscale with the number 3 ban in Game 1. So they're picking it up rather than having a Tychus. Let's see what the Zul'jin can do. It certainly gives you, I guess, more consistent damage than Tychus does. Ooh, a Nazebo. A Nazebo coming out for Saltscale. So they've got a lot of kind of a mix of dot damage and burst damage on the side of Saltscale. Nobody over there in particular has a ton of health. But nobody over there, they've got like a mix. Whereas on the side of Jailbait, you're likely, if anybody gets CC, they get pulled by a Johanna into a Jaina combo with a Stukov silence under him. That's a death sentence no matter who you are. I guess Anduin could pull him out. We'll see how this goes. I will be right back.
Prepare yourselves. The battle begins shortly.
All right, everybody. Game 2 underway. For the side of Saltscale, we have Idioms on the Nazebo. We have Alankia on ETC. We have Marmara on the Anduin. We have Synchrony on the Sylvanas. And we have Blastum on the Thrall. We got Kalthan on Jaina, Fragstellar on Zul'jin, Kobo on Stukov, H2O on the Irel, and Calaxy on the Jaina. This is game number 2. Let us see how it goes. Now, obviously, we got Zul'jin. He's going to want to be looking for the stacks. See what he can do. If he's going to get enough of an engage here. He did go Headhunter, so he wants the kills as well. We got big CC coming out onto Coffin. Not that it matters too much. Always hard to kill a brick. And we got some solid autos coming out. A little bit of damage for Jaina going towards that trait. She's already top clearing. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we've got Blastum, Thrall versus Irel. I'm not sure how this matchup plays out. Bit of a strange one. Now, we do have, I would think, a bit of a wave clear advantage on the side of Jailbait, at least early on in the game, because all that damage from Nazebo, their major wave clear, is damage over time, whereas Jaina can burst down the enemy minions. We've got a lot of activity going on the danger side for Jailbait. Just a lot of conflict over here in the, towards their walls. Jailbait's hungry. Jailbait's looking for that early game. We got a gank coming out on the H2O in the bottom lane. Looks like she's going to manage to get out of it. I think it was just a knockback and a dodge of the root, and she was safe. But that puts Jailbait ahead on the rotations, at least the wave clears. And, they're going to be looking for anything they can over here in this area to try and slow Saltscale down. But now we've got 2 members of Jailbait peeling off to go ahead and take a bruiser camp early on in this game. I wonder if... Ooh, we got a little bit of push coming out. And this is something that I like that H2O's doing on the side of Jailbait. She's doing a lot of rotations up to the main part of the team from the solo lane. Just a little bit of extra pressure here and there. Kalthan able to keep up despite not having their major wave clear, because Johanna being the best wave clear tank, they didn't really get too far behind in waves while still allowing 2 people to run off and go take a camp, and now they've got major pressure in middle. Ooh, and there's the big jump. Ooh, the knock away on Idioms. I would have expected to see a knock in on the Sylvanas. Of course, she could have just haunting waved out. Sylvanas using her trait to shut down this camp. Jailbait going ahead and trying to use this time to get in a major portion of their turns, and they do. 22, 38 gems already turned on the side of Jailbait. And the camp's still standing in middle. Ooh. That is going to be a knockback route into tower, and first blood going down on Fragstellar. That kill going over to Nazebo. And not Crash Lightning, but Echo of the Elements already done for Blastum. 3 minutes into the game. That's huge. Now, Kobo in trouble here. The pullback, dismounting ETC might have saved his life. Jump in on from Irel. That Anduin is low. The silence comes down just a little too late to catch the Anduin. And there's the pull to save the ETC. Meanwhile, we've got a Nazebo split here. Idioms might go down. If the CC's there, the damage certainly is. There's a little bit pushback from the ETC doing enough to zone 21 health. And he gets away. Whew. That was a close one. That was a close one. Fragsteller staying a little deep. He's getting knocked back. A lot of CC coming out onto him, but it's just Anduin and ETC. Not a whole lot of damage to follow it up. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, Blastum getting in his 19 gems while Arel was away. Fragsteller low here. They only need 3 more gems to get out the first one, and they do. H2O gets the final bit in, and objective number 1 on Tomb of the Spider Queen going over in favor of Jailbait. So, Unstoppable absorbing a lot of CC here for Carlton. A little bit of, the knockback into Carlton. He's got all of his survivability already spent. He's going to go down. The heal from Stukov comes out. That's going to be enough to save him. But he's low. We've got Jaina cleared the wave. Calaxy knows the rotation's coming, but it's from her team. Meanwhile, the rest of Saltscale pushing in middle. It looks like Idioms is kind of caught out here. Is he going to go down this time? 9 HP and he gets away. Idioms just living life on the edge, but it's paying off for him. He hasn't gone down yet. Meanwhile, Arel has come up and joined, allowing Thrall to clear bottom by himself. And that's going to certainly give them top fort. So that's 1 down for sure. Alankia kind of already used her dash. She's in a bit of trouble now. I don't know if Alankia, I don't know if you're male or female. And, 10 HP. That one's going to get picked up. So, first kill for Jailbait going out, and it's going to be on ETC. Now they're pushing down onto top. Keep a wall. They get a lot of it. Sylvanas making the rotation. Meanwhile, Thrall in bottom lane taking a camp. Now, there's a lot of gems on the side of Saltscale, and we don't have enough on the side of Jailbait to turn yet. Arel going back to the bottom lane. Looks like she's going to have some help. Maybe? No? To clear the siege camp, it looks like they're just trying to guard the turn-ins here, which is wise. Tens are right around the corner for both teams. Saltscale is taking their bruiser camp. They know they've got time because, obviously, Jailbait can't turn, so that's smart. Get that in. It applies pressure in the mid lane. Now, Jailbait with 10s. Maybe they're going to get a fight here. They kind of pushed in a little hard. ETC, silent stun. There comes all the ults, and he's going to go down. That was... Ooh, Johanna went down as well to the Nazebo. That happened right underneath my nose, but I didn't mention it. So both tanks down. Jaina down as well. So Saltscale should have the ability to turn here. Are they making the call for boss? That is ballsy right there. This early in the game, let's see if Jailbait's going to sniff it out if they know it's happening. I didn't have vision set, so I'm not sure. They know they're all missing. It's almost dead. We do have them coming up to top, but it might just be to clear the wave. Boss is almost down. It looks like it's going to go in favor of Jailbait, and it does. They get it. They didn't sniff it, and there is the mosh immediately canceled by Carlton, but it's still enough for Zul'jin to die. Kobo kind of getting hit by Sylvanas here. Now they've got... Ooh, Synchrony kind of pushed out, but she'll be okay. She's got a boss to zone for her. So, I mean, that was a big, big swing in favor of Saltscale. They've got turn for the... they've got turn as well as the boss pushing. I know I've got Nazebo pulled up over here. My apologies. I'm not sure how to get him off the screen. It's some ridiculous function like Control, Shift, E, Alt 1 or something dumb. So you just have to deal with that one. All right, we've got the engage coming on H2O going into the middle of enemy team. Alankia kind of caught out here, but the damage seems to want to pull back onto Boss and onto Objective, onto Spider Queen. So no kills there, but they did manage to push Saltscale off of them. So top fort already equalized. Looks like mid fort's going down. Bottom fort might also go down. depending on if Irel can keep this from dying or not. You've got black arrows coming out, making sure that not too much damage goes down, and there is a huge initiation. Ooh, and the light bomb, and that's going to secure 2 kills. Oof, oof. So, just 3 up on the side of Jailbait. They've still got a rail in the bottom lane. This might be mid-keep. I don't know if Black Arrows is coming back up anytime soon. It's a 40-second cooldown. I'm not sure they're going to need it, though. They just don't have the members on the side of Jailbait to prevent this from dying. If they step up, they risk staggering. They're dancing around it. There's the Black Arrows to, for sure, finish it off. And Saltscale looking pretty because they've got turn again. And they're in a commanding position with all the waves pushed out. They can drop in the bottom, finish that off. Excuse me. Nazebo at 132 stacks. Johanna getting the stall out onto Idioms. It's a 4v3. Blastem in some trouble. Anduin with the save to prevent the death there. Blastem was certainly going down. Synchrony doing some auto attacks, separated from the team. Zul'jin finds her and puts some damage out. Haunting Wave. She'll be safe. Ooh, Kalthin in some trouble. Some ults coming down on both sides. Ooh, nice push from the Stukov to prevent the ETC mosh from going down. Blastem getting low again. Irel jumping in. Fragsteller doing all the DPS he can muster. But in the meantime, Sylvanas turned in the bottom lane. And here comes the counter engage. Big arrow, silencing arrow coming out. Galaxy low. Irel jumping in. Can she get back out? Ooh, I don't know. Yep. The focus wasn't there. She gets out. So all 5 members of Jailbait are up to defend here. Now, I'd expect Saltscale, and they are. They're dropping to bottom. They're going to push one of these keep sides rather than try and walk in and do core here. Leaving mid to go ahead, finish up, get cleared for free on the side of Jailbait. 16 about a full level away for this. Oh my gosh, and the slide onto the Zul'jin. There's just nothing to save him here. He's going to go down for sure. I mean, Tazdingo got popped. That gave him some time. Now we've got a 4v5 defense on the keep. Top still pushing by the Spider. The dive in from Irel, giving some pushback, but the light bomb comes out. Irel might be in trouble here. She pops her ult, gets a tap in. She's going to be okay. We got the Black Arrows coming on in, shutting down the keep. The Spider's almost dead. Irel jumping back in, followed up by Johanna with the root. Ooh, just missing on Idioms. He was stuck in the silence. It was still a 3-man Ring of Frost, but there's just not quite enough sustained damage to follow it up to find any kills. They're chasing out. They need to be careful here. It is still a 4v5. It looks like Sylvanas separated. Alankia trying to get out. You just can't chase down the rock and roll bull. Fragsteller coming around on Sylvanas, but he's not going to find her. In the meantime, top keep fell to all the pressure coming in from that spider wave that was completely unattended. They managed to keep their bot keep with a pretty solid defense, but you know, they've got turn. Jailbait has turn, but Saltscale is just a few gems away, and they are they're taking Bruiser Camp. They already took Siege Camp. It's going to be hard for them to find those last 9 minions. They're going to have to kind of push into enemy territory, but they do have level 16 advantage. Boss is back up. They could try and force that. Kalthin coming in here, pushing into the bot objective to turn. Decides better. Kobo kind of putting out some lane clear. Now, all the members, oh no, Kalthin's very separated. You've got Irel in the top lane. Big silence arrow comes out, but it was a good push from the Stukov. That was a full disengage, and you need to take that disengage. Now, Saltscale still doesn't have quite enough to turn. I mean, those 3 help. Those 3 gems help. They're just a few away. So they're getting in what they can. 16 might be able to be found on the side of Jailbait if they can make it happen quickly. We got them pushing in up in top. They know people are turning. Synchrony turning her 20, but they still need 4 more. So 4 away from turn, and 16s are here, but Irel kind of getting slid on. She's in deep. She's doing some scouting. She's taking a lot of CC and a lot of poke damage. She's going to be okay. So now, if you're Jailbait, you've got to find a fight while you can. You've got catapults. Oh, there's the mosh. Do we have a cancel for it? We have. Oh, it's a little too late. And there is. Oh, all the stuns coming out. The ring comes out, finds two, but the damage has already been done on the side of Saltscale. It looks like Zul'jin's going down as well. Calyx is going to be the sole survivor, and that was just a great engage. You had Stukov down low. He wasn't in a position where he could cancel easily. He had to walk around the wall to find the arm, which eventually he did, but the light bomb had come out, already followed up the mosh. That's a full 3 seconds of CC, and a lot of members of Jailbait were down before they knew it. 5 members on the core. Calyxy in a familiar situation I'm sure he didn't want to be in. The GGs come out. Game number 2 going out in favor of Saltscale. That is going to finish it up. Well, everybody, it was Jailbait showed some teeth, you know. In those early game fights, you know, they really had solid control of what was going on. They had solid control of the map, and they dealt a lot of solid, you know, exerted a lot of solid early game pressure. But it just seemed, you know, once Saltscale found their footing, they played that macro game well, and they were able to turn it around both times. So it's going to be a 2-0 victory in favor of Saltscale. And, you know, that's let's see if we can find anybody from Saltscale that wants to interview. And, you know, in game 2, it was just, Jailbait just kind of kept finding themselves a little separated. You know, not in a macro sense, just in a micro sense. And that CC on the side of Saltscale was able to pick them, get them separated, and find the win. So we will be having an interview here. And it's going to be Synchrony.
Hello, I believe Idioms is coming in as well. So
All right. Nice.
there we go.
We got both heads of the
what's up?
Yetton. Both heads of the Yetton.
Yeah, we got. What's our Cho'Gall name again?
Idironi.
Idironi,
I think.
Idironi. It's almost idiocy, but not quite.
Right, it's
It's
real
close to idiocy, yeah.
So, I mean, good games out there, guys. I was saying this in my cast, but in both games, Jailbait exerted some early pressure, and certainly in game 1, you know, they took the first objective in both games. But I just want to ask, I won't put any of my words into it. How did y'all turn the tide?
Well, I think we just kind of scaled out of our minds. Like, we picked kind of late game comps. We just kept our composure. We knew we were going to lose early. On both objectives, you can kind of poke them out. Even if you give up a fort, it's not the end of the world. It's a long game, a big map.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought we just kind of stuck to the game plan, and it worked out, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, early on in game 1 draft, I saw the Ana come out, and you already had the Cho'Gall as well. And I thought that the nanos were going to go down on the Cho'Gall until the Malthael got picked. So, I mean, how does Ana call whom she wants to nano in those instances?
So originally, the actual call from the very beginning of the game was Nano Malthael every single time. Like, you nano Malthael, Malthael doesn't die. Malthael is gonna just constantly chunk everyone down. It actually ended up that the few times that we did nano the Cho'Gall were either by accident, like the Malthael and the Cho'Gall were just too close together, and of course Cho's kind of fat, so he gets the cursor priority there. And I think once we actually nanoed the Cho'Gall only because we were already into the fight and like Malthael was still coming.
Yeah, I
But
think we
it
called
was
it.
originally Malthael, like all Malthael all the time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the combo of Malthael and Ana is just way too broken. I mean, if you can just nano the Malthael every single fight, that's what you do. But every now and then Malthael was doing cleanup duty, right?
Fair enough. Fair enough. So in game 2, you guys had kind of a different setup than I've normally seen from y'all. You had a lot of I don't want to say, late game picks, because ETC is an early game tank, but then you had a lot of late game damage too, and a lot of wave pressure, kind of slow clear. And early on, they had a bit of wave clear advantage on you guys. They were getting those rotations because they had the burst coming out from Jaina. They had the Arel rotating up a lot. Where do you find your footing to start turning that momentum?
I think like when we draft that comp, we know when our time is to clear that wave based on Sylvanas' talents. Also, like getting Dead Rush helps a lot too on the Zebo. But once you hit level 7, we actually out wave clear their team by quite a bit because they have Zul'jin. The Johanna helps them, but we just knew we had to be patient. We're calling to freeze the waves to not push it, just to kind of stop the rotations. I think I got lucky a couple times just doing forehead rotations through the middle. I just like, I don't know what I was thinking. I just walked through them. I'm like, I'm Nazebo. They probably can't kill me, and I'm only level 4.
You got down so low twice. I actually found I had your character clicked for most of the second game, just to watch your health, because you dropped. There were 2 instances. Once you dropped to 27 between kind of near the top turn, and managed to get away. ETC slid in and kept the Johanna condemned from hitting you.
That was insane. I actually cannot believe he made it out of that one in particular. Like,
Yeah.
I was so sure that like one last auto was gonna go off of Zul'jin and he was just gonna die and that was gonna be it. Like,
Yep.
it was really clutch.
Yep.
I think the W from ETC just knocked him just out of range.
Yeah.
So
I do have to give credit that like Jailbait played the beginning of that second game very, very well. I mean, they knew what they wanted to do. They were super aggressive trying
They
to
were.
get the Zul'jin stacked. Honestly, like I kind of believe that we were really close to not being able to recover from what they were doing, because we were sort of like struggling to be able to rotate at all. And if you control that rotation in that top lane, like if you get one hero stuck in that top, they're just there, right? Like,
Yep.
There's nothing they can do to get out,
And
without taking a year and a half to rotate around. So
they occupied that space from levels 1 to about level 6 constantly. They certainly did. And I think you're right. I mean, if Nazebo goes down there, and then later on, Nazebo survived again around like level 8 or 9 with 10 HP. If Nazebo goes down there, if they get both those kills, that could spiral into something, But that's what Anduin kind of prevents, right? I mean, he finds those situations and he manages to get people out. There was another instance in bot where y'all had a 3v4, in Jailbait's favor, and Thrall kind of got caught out a little bit.
yeah.
And Anduin managed to save him.
It's so funny to hear you say that, because I can remember every one of those moments is just someone on our team going, I'm dead. That's it. I'm just going to die. All right. Good luck, guys. And we're like everyone's like, pick up my gems. And then like, there's no like feed noise of the ping of the death going on. And like, I'm over there just kind of like focused in on my own thing, like trying to clear up a wave or something. And I'm like, did you die? Like, what's going on right now?
Yep.
Anyone that has ever played with me knows that I never say I'm gonna die. I never say that. I always have
Never.
hope I'm gonna live.
He's never said it once ever in his life, except for like 400 times every time his health hits like 90%.
Even if I get right clicked once, I say.
Dude, he gets autoed once by a tank, and he's like, I'm dead.
That's
I'm gonna
it.
die, guys. And we're like, all right, dude, whatever.
I got you.
We don't even listen to him anymore. We just ignore him.
Then he makes the perfect goal, right? So tell me this. Cho'Gall got left up in game 2. Why didn't you take him a second time?
We were going to. We're like, oh, why not, right? But we kind of, at the very inception of draft, we kind of knew what they were going to pick. So, and we kind of wanted to go with the bro that game, the bro Sylvanas combo. And we had a couple other combos lined up just in case, but Cho'Gall was on the list. It was like number 3 on the list.
I got you. Well, I tell you what, good games, y'all. Way to make way to make a nice turnaround in both games and show that y'all got the macro and y'all got the and the micro too, to eventually pick apart those scary team fights. Any shout outs y'all want to make before we end this?
Go ahead.
So
Zach.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to shout out Jailbait. Unfortunately, last season we didn't get the opportunity to play them in season because we had to forfeit the game on the other team we were playing on. So it feels kind of nice to be able to actually play them in season. And I think they, they had some mistakes, but I think overall like they played really well. And I think there's a lot of growing that they can do, and they can get a lot better. Shout out to all of our believers in chat, the Mega and the Dankstrom in there for showing up to all of our games and cheering us on.
Oh, is
we really
Danky in
appreciate
there
it.
too?
Yeah,
Danky's
Danky's in there.
Oh, nice.
He's trolling me, but that's Dankstrom.
He's usually trolling me, so I'll take it.
We're gonna I'm gonna toxic a little bit here and say shout out to our ex tank who left us in a little bit of a salty way, but I also like Alankia stepped up, and I think he's a really good addition, and he's obviously been a pretty good asset for us this series. So
I'd say he
and
played
shout out
a very fine ETC.
I think so too. I'm very, very happy with him.
Yeah, no, definitely shout out to the other team. I think it's Jailbait. They played great. That was fantastic. Shout out to Alan for stepping in, tanking. Blast for organizing all the crap that I don't want to do, which is amazing. Mar for playing healers because none of us want to, and Synchrony for having a neckbeard, and everyone played great.
I'm not even gonna take offense to that anymore. I'm done taking offense. Whatever, dude.
All right, well, good games, y'all, and I expect my team will be seeing you guys later on in the playoffs.
GG's, man.
And-
I'm excited to see what the playoffs have to offer this season.
All right, well, good games, y'all.
Yeah, good luck.
All right, everybody. Well, that is going to be the end of it all, I suppose. If y'all would like to jump on over, I know there's other NGS games going on. If you just want to stick in with me, and I can try and find one for you. But frankly, I figure you can figure it out for yourself. So that's going to be it. And I know that I never interact with what's going on in chat. My apologies for that. But I'm a one monitor kind of guy, so if I flip over to see what's going on in chat over here, it actually pauses the feed of what's going on in game. So I'd imagine y'all'd rather just see what's going on in game. But anyways, good night, everybody. Have a good one. We're done here.